Hello and welcome to this weather update. It's 10 p.m. on November the 2nd, 2020, and yes, we're going to get to that in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at what's going on in our area. We've had a pretty blustery day today, and a lot of clouds, and then some sun in the afternoon. But you can see another wave coming our way. We're going to look at the current conditions outside right now. We're still dealing with these winds. We see some wind gusts up to 31 miles an hour, mainly from the west and northwest. And you will see here that the wind advisory has expired. Temperatures are, depending on where you're at, you got 36 in West Hampton, 42 in Farmingdale, and 37 in Toms River. So generally upper 30s to around 40 degrees is where we are right now. So let's get to the latest on Ada, which is a monster, by the way. We're going to look at the satellite first, which is not something I normally do, but this thing is a Category 4 hurricane. Yes, Category 4. It is strengthened to even more than we even thought possible, and you can see there's that very well-defined eye right there, and you can see it's made a turn, and it's now like brushing along the coast here, and it looks like it's heading for a landfall in Nicaragua right now. This thing looks pretty threatening here. It's what it looks like on the latest satellite imagery that we have to look at. So definitely a very Ada is a very powerful storm. So let's read the latest public advisory that I've got here. I'm going to see if the 10 o'clock one came in a minute. But Ada continues to rapidly intensify as it approaches the coast of northeastern Nicaragua. Life-threatening storm surge, catastrophic winds, flash flooding, and landslides expected across portions of Central America. So here we go again with another major natural disaster. So as of 7 p.m., its location is 14.4 north, 82.4 west, about 70 miles east-northeast of Cabo Gracias a Dios on the Nicaraguan-Honduras border, and about 70 miles east-northeast of Puerto Cabezas, Nicaragua. Maximum sustained winds are 150 miles an hour, moving west-southwest at 9 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure 934 millibars. That's 27.58 inches. So, and I've highlighted again the update here. You will see here that Ada is moving toward the southwest, and this general motion is expected to continue. It really looks like it's moving more subtly than when I looked at it at the last in the satellite here. So it's where we want to get the update. A slower westward or west-northwestward motion is expected to begin Tuesday afternoon and continue through Thursday. The center of Ada is expected to make landfall on the coast of Nicaragua within the hurricane warning area early Tuesday. The center of Ada is forecast to move further inland over northern Nicaragua through Wednesday night and then move across central portions of Honduras on Thursday. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 25 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 125 miles from the center. So let me see if this is updated here. If we have a 10 o'clock, we have a 10 o'clock one now. Okay, so let's get the latest. So Air Force Reserve hurricane hunters find that that just came in as I was doing the update, find that Ada has continued to rapidly strengthen as it approaches northeastern Nicaragua. So the latest information: 70 miles south-southeast of Cabo Gracias, about 45 miles east of Puerto Cabezas, Nicaragua. Maximum sustained winds 150 miles an hour, moving west-southwest at 7 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure 927 millibars, 27.38 inches, and pretty much the same extent of the hurricane force winds as before. But this is reports from the hurricane, and this is a Category 4 storm, Category 4, and some strengthening is forecast during the next 12 hours. So it could become a Category 5 hurricane before it makes landfall. This is just a nightmare, folks. This is a nightmare. We are living a nightmare with what's happening on this planet right now. So let's take a look at the latest. Yeah, let me go to this here and get that warning cone map here so you get an idea of where this is heading. Hurricane warnings in effect for almost the entire Nicaragua coast except the southern portion. Tropical storm warnings in effect for the Honduras coast, and tropical storm watches are up further north on the Honduras north coast right there. But you can see this thing is going to be a monster when it makes shore in Nicaragua. I'm praying for Nicaragua right now because the people there are going to be dealing with some horrific conditions and terrible natural disaster. The probably a lot of people going to die, and this is just terrible. And the media is not even talking about it. They're not even talking about it. So this is just unbelievable, and it's not just going to be the high winds that's going to cause the structure damage, the trees down. There's going to be a storm surge, and then you have all the rain, which is going to cause flooding. And this is a very mountainous country, so there are going to be a lot of landslides and things like that in this area. Not just Nicaragua, but Honduras too, maybe even into Guatemala. These are very countries that don't have a lot of they're poor countries. So this is a horrible thing, and I hope that the people of the world help these countries recover from this, because this is going to be absolutely a horrible disaster. And there was also that super typhoon in the Philippines, which I spoke about in last night's weather update. So yeah, this is some pretty crazy stuff. Again, this is what it looks like here. To me, it looks like it's moving more southwest. You can see there's some wobbles going on. So let's look at some another type of image here. Let's look at the visible shortwave again, so we could get to see a little bit about what it looked like in the daylight. I want to kind of, it only shows a couple of frames there, but you can sort of see what it looks like in the daylight right there. If we pause it right there, let me move this back a little bit, so you can get to see there's the daylight image as the sun's going down, and you can clearly see there's the convection all around the center. This thing is continuing to strengthen. It's over very warm water, very favorable conditions for this to develop, and it really is likely that it could become a Category 5 at this point. That's the scary thing about Eta right now. So let's look at some of the models here that they have here on the Tropical Tidbit site, and you see they're really kind of all over the place. There's somewhat of a track, but you can see that this thing kind of just, they're not sure what to do with it once it moves inland. We don't know if it's, because this is very mountainous terrain, so once the center gets inland, it's going to drop a lot of rain, but it's also going to weaken substantially. So we don't know if this is going to lose its identity or it's going to keep its identity. That's up in the air at this point. We can look at the intensity guidance, and yeah, there are a few that take it up to a Cat 5. But once it moves inland, which will be tomorrow night, it should start weakening rapidly. But man, what a monstrous storm this is. Just unbelievable that what we are looking at here. And none of the models really picked up on the strength of this thing. We were looking at the models last night, and we couldn't even see the strength of this thing. So this is that shortwave that's going to be coming for tomorrow that we're going to be dealing with. Okay, so let me change this. I want to look at the Caribbean. Let's see. See if we can go. This will show the whole thing here. Let's see. You can sort of see it there on the right. I kind of want to get do tropical Atlantic look. I guess that's going to be the best view. So you can get an idea of what it looks like here on the satellite again, and you can get a general picture of. There's that cold front that's well offshore. So this is keeping this thing trapped in the south right now. I want to move this to 96 so you can take a look at what it looked like during the day. It might be a little too much. So yeah, you get to see the whole day there. So there you go. Look at it. You can clearly see it's gaining strength as it's heading west-southwestward there. So quite a monstrous storm, definitely that we're going to be they're going to be dealing with down there, and really no sense in even looking at the models for this point, because the point is I'm not even going to waste my time looking at them, because we know what we have. We know we have a major hurricane, could become a Category 5, and the models are not going to be able to keep up with the strength. So I'm not even going to look at them at this point when it comes to this storm. All right, it's just a waste of time, you know. But what we will do is look at the models and look at our general weather patterns. So I'm going to move this over here like this. It's just a monster, the storm. It's a monster. So before I get started with that, let's get back to our own area here and talk about the wind we had today. And some areas got some pretty strong winds today. Fairfield County in Greenwich, 52 mile an hour wind gust, 55 mile an hour wind gust at New Haven in Connecticut. Looking at our area here, a little closer to our area, 53-mile-an-hour wind gust at LaGuardia. And look at this, Stony Brook, 64-mile-an-hour wind gust. Eaton's Neck, 62-mile-an-hour wind gust. Farmingdale Airport, 56-mile-an-hour wind gust. And there were like 17,000 power outages today, too, from the wind. 54 miles an hour at Shirley, 52 at West Hampton. And then there's some sustained wind numbers, too, that we have. A 40-mile-an-hour sustained wind reported at Washington Heights in New York. So just an incredible amount of wind today. It was a really blustery day across our area. Let me look at the MODIS. Let me get back that MODIS satellite. Where is it? Here it is. So we can look at the MODIS satellite here. And we can look at our area and see what we had to deal with today. So you can see a good deal of clouds over the area. Some sun, some clouds, and a lot of wind. Not a really nice day to be outside. But then by the later in the afternoon, it did actually wind up clearing out. Much later in the afternoon, probably 2. I don't know when this was taken. Probably like 2 o'clock or something. It did clear out. So it could have had a little nice day, but it was a lot of wind out there, so it really wouldn't have been a good day to go out hiking. Kind of windy out there. But yeah, we did wind up clearing it out. If we can actually change this. Let's change this to, let me go to 96 frames. You get an idea of what the whole day looked like here for us. No, that's, all right, I guess I'm going to have to go even further back. Let's see. Let's show you the day, what it looked like. Show you the clouds. You can see all the clouds, and then as it started getting later, you could see the clouds kind of thinned out, and we had a mostly sunny day. But it was not until like after 1, 2 o'clock that we started seeing that. So let's go take a look at the models, and we're going to first look at the upper air on the GFS and just show you the pattern that we're in, which you already know. We have this very deep trough over us. There is Eta, and the deep trough is going to lift out, and we're going to have above normal temperatures with the ridging pattern as we deal with the rest of the week. And then you could see something try to form as we get into next week there. Maybe. It looks like it's not even forming that much of anything right now at this point. But we'll have to keep an eye on it because the models have just been so, it's the point where I don't even want to spend so much time on these models because they're not even doing a good job forecasting what's going on, It's just not, So let's change this to rain. It's just the models, I've never seen so much inaccuracy, but that's because the climate is changing so fast, the models just cannot keep up with things. And that's what I think is going on. So we'll look at the surface here. You see that low lift. We're still going to have some wind tomorrow, but not as bad. But we do have that little shortwave that's going to come down, bring some clouds, and maybe the slightest chance for a shower late morning to early afternoon. Then the high pressure builds in. We get a nice day on Wednesday. And you can see it moves offshore, and we've got that return flow, which is going to keep us kind of warm, as you can see. And we stay in a ridge in a high-pressure system, which will keep us fairly dry. And you can see there something taking shape. We don't know if that's the remnants of Eta at this point. It could be the remnants of Eta. Right now, it's not intensifying it too much, but look, the models underestimated it the first time. You cannot even go by what the models say at this point. You kind of just have to look at the trends and see what's going to happen and assume it's going to be worse than the models predict. So if we do look at our temperature chart, you will see here, when we look at the temperature anomaly chart, you'll see after tomorrow being below normal, we go above normal on Wednesday. Starting Wednesday, we start to go a little bit above normal, and then well above normal. You can see all the warmth across the country. You can see in the cold air is going to be in the upper Midwest, in the Dakotas, but pretty much an hour. You can see we're pretty much dealing with the ridge. All right, so let's get a little closer into our area and take a look at what's going to be happening with our temperatures as we head into tomorrow. So tonight we're going to probably drop, probably not too much because once those clouds roll in, it's probably going to keep the temperatures from dropping. I still think it's going to get to the freezing mark in most areas and then start rising as the clouds roll in, maybe up into the mid and upper 30s. For tomorrow, we're a little warmer, mid-40s. I do want to go over the high temperatures today. That's right, I wanted to go over that. So let me do that before I forget. Let's go take a look at the high temperatures today because Some areas warmer than others, so let's take a look at that and see what the high temperatures were across the area today. So Long Island was generally in the mid 40s, but it was close to 50 in New Jersey, so especially here on Toms River. It was warmer there, and if you go to the north, it was only in the upper 30s. So not record-breaking cold, but cold, and we'll see it a few ticks warmer, maybe 50 in Toms River, maybe. We drop down again tomorrow night. We're going to probably have radiational cooling, so probably well below freezing in parts of Suffolk County, like the Pine Barrens, probably like 25. For the rest of us, probably around 30. It'll be another night below freezing. And then for Wednesday, we do recover. We get into the mid-50s. And then you see that upward trend in the temperatures. Here we are with that return flow on Thursday. Now we're in the low to mid-60s. And now we're in the mid to upper 60s on Friday. Upper 60s for the weekend, Saturday. Upper 60s, maybe even 70 degrees in spots. Here's Sunday, same deal again. So we stay well above normal. It's like 10 degrees above normal. So for a couple of days of 10 degrees below normal, now we're going to spend 7 days above normal. So you can see it's going to be above normal until we can hopefully get a cold front through toward the middle of the month. But it's going to be above normal for a while. Let's look at the dew points and show you the dew. Humidity isn't going to be that much of an issue, but we'll show you this. So there's the dry air. Not quite. It's still got the dry air tomorrow. You see, there's a big difference. Much lower dew points across Long Island, higher over New Jersey. That's because it has that short wave. But generally, dew points low, and then we start seeing the dew points rise a little bit. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think humidity is going to be that much of a factor at this point. Let's see. There's one thing I wanted to look at here. Oh, I don't know if it's in here. We'll look at the winds. So just show you that the winds are going to drop off as we head into tomorrow. So we'll still have still get a little bit of that shortwave. Still going to pick up the winds, especially on the east end, perhaps. Gusts possible. Who knows? They might need to issue a wind advisory, at least for the eastern part of Suffolk County. But the winds shouldn't be as bad tomorrow as they were today. And of course, it is election day, so make sure you get out there and vote if you haven't voted early. But then after that, we're not going to be dealing with the winds too much. Now the clouds. So let's take a look at the cloud situation. And you'll see and these are all, this is the 18 ZGFS. You'll see that shortwave come through with the clouds. We're going to be dealing with some more clouds tomorrow, I think, than today, at least in the afternoon. But then Wednesday looks like a nice day, clear skies all around before the clouds start rolling back in on us Thursday afternoon. And then we'll be dealing with some more clouds. And then another front passes, and then we should have sunshine for the weekend, hopefully. So we'll have plenty of sunny weather, just not cold weather. But it looks like it will be sunny and mild weather. So at least it'll be sunny and it won't be cloudy. And so we don't have to be all depressed about being all stuck in the clouds. Let's look at the NAM here. So this is the NAM model. And you can see it starts off clear early in the morning, and then these clouds kind of develop with this short wave. It's going to move through, and then Wednesday it looks fairly nice and clear. So let's go take a look at the precipitation and see if this short wave is really going to. There's a slight chance of a shower with this thing. I will look at the NAM. It's very slight. I don't think we're going to see anything. Maybe you'll see some virga in the sky. That'll be just about it, I think. We can look at the HRRR too as well. But it's just you're dealing with dry air. I don't think there's really enough to really generate anything. This is mainly instability related. You might see some stuff develop because you see the shortwave. You can see it there showing up on the HRRR. And there's that shortwave. It's going to go over Maine. But it will possibly bring maybe a sprinkle to some areas, particularly on the east end, which again is where the highest winds will be as well for tomorrow. So getting back to Ada, we'll go ahead and we'll look at windy.com and we'll take a look and see what the windy.com is for Ada. I mean, you saw the way it was last night. It had maybe a category 2 or 3, and you can see how way off it was. And this is the euro. So let's see if this is even close to what it actually is. If not, I'm not even going to waste my time. So here is. Nope. I'm not even going to waste 95. No, max sustained winds are 150 miles an hour. So, I mean, that's the euro. And that's the GFS. Way off. Way off. Why? This is why I'm not going to waste my time. it's just so far off. I'm not even going to waste my time with it. So again, Hurricane Eta, dangerous Category 4, could become a Category 5. Praying for the people in Nicaragua. This is going to be horrible, and just another horrible natural disaster. And this is all the signs are there for everybody to see that this planet is rapidly warming. It's very disturbing, and I'm way more scared of this than I am of the virus. And I really wish, we have to obviously do what we can to stop the spread of the virus, but this climate crisis is ramping up and is millions of times more threatening to humanity and life on this planet than the virus. But the media doesn't want to talk about that because then Wall Street doesn't want it. They want to keep us in our consuming lifestyle, consuming and burning fossil fuels, and they don't want people to talk about this. Just about the only network that does talk about this is the Weather Channel, and me, of course. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. I'll keep you posted on Hurricane Eta, and just praying for Nicaragua. This is going to be horrible. Take care, everybody.